Hello, everyone, and welcome from an alternative angle of the bedroom of nerds. I am sitting here, and I am here to give you 5 takeaways from the past, let's say, week or so in sports. And we're going to start with the obvious one, which was at the beginning of this week, and if we had done the show, but we didn't have the time to, I would have told you that there was no way in hell I was going to pick against Ohio State doing what they seem to do annually when they go up to Michigan and beating the ever-loving you-know-what out of the Wolverines. And of course, that didn't happen because the world likes to make me look incredibly stupid, and if you've watched any of our top 5 take videos, you know that's true. I like to look stupid, and I looked very stupid on Saturday. But let's talk about what that means for the playoff implications here. Basically, we all know what this means. Michigan wins, they're getting to the playoff as a 2 or the 3 seed, and we're going from there. But if the insane happens and we're stuck with Iowa as the Big Ten champion after like a dramatic game, we can't put it past the committee to slide Notre Dame and Alabama in there as possible 2 or 3 seeds and exclude Cincinnati due to the chaos of the college football season. So that's my big takeaway number 1. Michigan, win and you're in. This is unprecedented, uncharted waters for you guys. So hang in there, be careful, and if you lose, prepare for one of the most chaotic and angering revealing of the top 25 you've ever seen on a Sunday afternoon next week. So number 1, congratulations to Michigan. And just don't blow it. Keep it simple for us. Please, John Harbaugh. That's all I'm asking. I'm begging you, man. Moving on. Number 2, Big Ten basketball. Is it overrated? The answer is no. The problem is we have a lot of young teams. We have a lot of really good teams. So when Seton Hall beats Michigan and Ohio State loses to Florida, it is a little bit jarring given how much we said about the depth of the conference, but it's to be expected. When you have teams going forward, when you have teams going into a season like this, which is a little bit weird still, tournaments with people are back, it's a whole new atmosphere, and the Big Ten will be just fine. Michigan, however, and I know I'm racking on Michigan a lot, they're the team, I think, that could be in the most trouble, but that's what happens when you're a team as young as Michigan. Hunter Dickinson will get it together. They're going to be fine. Ohio State, E.J. Liddell will be fine. Les and I said those teams were a little bit less interesting than people thought they were, and they're proving that point to be correct. And of course, we can't talk about the Big Ten without talking about just how absolutely dominant Purdue has been. I know they played Omaha in their most recent games, but man, they treated Villanova like Omaha as well. So let's not act like the Big Ten is bad. Indiana is still 6-0. They got a big win over Marshall last night, and Marshall's an all right ball club. You got to believe me on this one. I do watch Conference USA basketball. Thank you, Western Kentucky, for that. But the Big Ten will be just fine. They're not overrated. They're just struggling because it's a new season, and they're probably already anticipating their first week of conference games, which will be coming very soon. So don't bury the Big Ten yet. They're going to be fine. They're going to produce a lot of tournament teams. So take number 2, Big Ten, not overrated. Everybody calm down. Moving on to number 3, which of course would be the Thanksgiving Day slate of football games, including the worst football game I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Looking at you, NFC North, for being so boring. That's right, the Lions and the Bears in a game nobody deserved to win whatsoever. Yeah, we're not even going to recap that one. Fire everybody. Fire everybody except Dan Campbell. Let him eat all the ankles he wants. Fire Matt Nagy. Trade Justin Fields somewhere where he won't get killed. Bottom line is that game sucked. And it's between 2 irrelevant teams. Next, the game that was really good. We have the Raiders and the Cowboys. People are quick to bury the Cowboys after this, and I can see why. Their defense is a problem area. It's a very boom or bust defense. You either get the pick or you're giving up a touchdown. And the thing that really impressed me about the Raiders here is that they did it without Darren Waller, who was hurt most of the game. But their offense pulled it together. Deshaun Jackson looks like a really good pickup. My bigger takeaway is more about the Raiders making improvements in what should have been a distracted, over season for them, and instead coming out and getting a huge win on Thanksgiving. So my focus there is on the Raiders, and then we had the Bills and the Saints. There's not much to say. The Bills still look like the team that lost 41-15 to the Colts, but the Saints had like half their team out. So what do you expect? Josh Allen still doesn't look very good. I'm going to hold off judgment on the Bills until I see how they do against what we're anointing the new juggernaut of the AFC in the New England Patriots. So 3, Thanksgiving Day, mostly a bust, but we got a really good game in between there, so I'm not going to complain totally. Point number 4, baseball opening up with their winter meetings now. We've got some big free agent signings. Noah Syndergaard has signed with the Angels in their yearly attempt to make it look like they're winning for Mike Trout before someone gets hurt. Corey Kluber just today signed with the Rays. That's a great project. He's a reclamation project at this point, but he's going to hopefully rehab and get better, and he's going to be an awesome pickup for the Rays. If he's a fraction of where he was when he was with Cleveland, the Rays are going to stay on top right there. Really like the Mets signing Starling Marte as well. I think that proves that Steve Cohen is in it for the long run. And because Les isn't here, I can say I really also enjoy the Cardinals signing of Steven Matz, regardless of what I've heard from people about his agent. But I really think it's a good pickup for them. Big left-hander. They need that in St. Louis. I really like the Starling Marte. They've signed a couple more, have the Mets. They're going to be a good team. They're trying to compete with the defending champion now, Atlanta Braves, in that division, and you got to do what you can to survive. So yeah, the big question, of course, Max Scherzer's announced he's going to sign before December 1st with somebody. Could be the Dodgers, could be the Angels, could be anybody. But of course, the big question that's on everybody's mind is, will they even play? Because, you can trade for Adam Frazier if you're the Mariners, but if you're not playing in spring, it really doesn't matter all that much. But yeah, free agency, signings are big. We've got the veteran committees for the Hall of Fame meeting very soon. That's always interesting to me. Hoping Manny Minoso gets in because why not? I like that guy. Maybe Tony Oliva as well, but I don't have my hopes up. So yeah, baseball's winter meetings, they're underway. We've got big signings and big trades already, but we just got to see if they're going to play. And finally, for my 5th point, to make everyone happy again, I'm going to talk about teams that impressed me in college basketball I watched this weekend. First nod is going to go to Utah. Sanogo, oh my goodness. When you try to drive it in on him, it's a no-go because that guy just looked impressive. They have a big win in overtime over Auburn 2 overtimes. They lost to Michigan State, but I think that's mostly because they ran out of gas in the end. But UConn, you look very impressive. You are going to challenge Villanova out there. I really like Sanogo. I really like their guard play. It's going to be a good one for them. I guess I should give Dayton a shout out, even though for some reason they lose to North Texas and somebody else who's kind of pitiful. But they can beat Miami and the Kansas Jayhawks. Great effort by Dayton, even though I do believe they lost the next game. I'm not sure though. My mind is full of basketball. I've watched 4 tournaments at this point. And finally, the team that really impressed me the most, Louisville. We didn't talk much about Louisville. We thought they would be okay in the conference. Then they lost to Furman, which is never a good sign. But they came out in the Bahamas at 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving and got a very good win over a team I was pretty high on with Iverson Molinar, Rocket Watts, and Harrison Brooks. Garrison Brooks, they really performed well against Mississippi State. Move on to that, they played a very good Maryland team led by Eric Ayala in the championship game. And their defense looks stellar. It looks amazing. So Louisville, you are getting the gold star as the champions of that Barmar Bahamas Classic, I think is what it was called. They play 9 tournaments in the Bahamas now, and if they wanted to invite me to one, that'd be great. But Louisville, you are my most impressive college basketball team, because I know Les is probably going to destroy you in his other video. And so those are my 5 big takeaways. We have the chaos in the college football playoff and Michigan's winning in. We've got the Big Ten struggling in basketball, but they're going to be fine. Thanksgiving Day feast and famine in the NFL. Baseball's winter meetings are anything but chilly. And finally, Louisville getting the gold star of being a surprising basketball team. So thanks for watching to the end of this video, and we'll see you guys on the next show whenever that occurs. Have a safe week, have a great week, and watch some sports.